Hello everyone, I'm Jung. Welcome back. Today, I want to take you along once again and show you a day in the life of an ordinary Chinese family. There's no travel, no fancy restaurant, and nothing particularly special happening. It's simply an ordinary summer day. I live in a small place on the eastern coast of northern China called Lanshan. Lanshan isn't a famous tourist destination in China. If you travel around China, chances are no one would specifically bring you here. But this is where we live. This is my son, and this is my daughter. The four of us live quietly in this small, unassuming town. And the older I get, the more I realize that family life is really made up of countless ordinary days like this. Today, we're going to have some guests at our home. The children's summer vacation is almost over. Their teacher invited several families from the neighborhood to get together before school starts and talk about how the children spent their summer. And our home was chosen as the meeting place. So this morning, I need to prepare some fruit and snacks for everyone. I'm heading out now. Before I go, I'll take the trash downstairs. It rained a couple of days ago, and the weather has finally cooled down a little. After the summer rain, the town seems much quieter. Actually, I really like the pace of life here. It's not as crowded as a big city, and the cost of living isn't as high. What I like most is that my parents live nearby. Everything is convenient and it feels safe walking around at night. If I had to name one major disadvantage, it would be this. There simply aren't enough job opportunities here. I think that's probably a common problem in many small towns across China. First, I'm going to buy some peaches. It's peach season right now. I'll also get some grapes. All this fruit costs me about $10. Even in a small Chinese town, fruit isn't necessarily as cheap as you might expect. The street vendors are already starting their day. I'm stopping by a small grocery store to pick up some snacks. I'm especially looking for some sunflower seeds. In China, it's quite common for people meeting for the first time to sit together and snack on sunflower seeds. It might sound a little strange, but I actually think it's a very interesting way of socializing. Some of the parents coming today are people I've never met before. When strangers sit together for the first time, sometimes nobody really knows what to talk about. But when everyone has a handful of sunflower seeds, there's something to do. You can chat while cracking sunflower seeds. And somehow, that awkward feeling between strangers gradually disappears. I'm also picking up some vegetables while I'm here. All of this costs me another $6 or so. Alright, time to head home. Once I get back, I still need to hurry and get the house ready. This is a church in our neighborhood. Whenever I pass by, I always find it very peaceful. For many people, having a place where they can quiet their minds and feel at peace is important. Back home, I find that the things I ordered online have already been delivered to the convenience store downstairs. There is sliced bread, chicken breast, and some bottled water. The water is mainly for my son. He goes running every day. Each bottle costs only a few cents. So, in China, ordering everyday necessities online has become a completely normal part of life. Now, let me show you what's inside our refrigerator. This is the refrigerator of an ordinary Chinese family. There's nothing particularly expensive inside. Does it look anything like your refrigerator? Next, I start preparing the snacks for today. I pour the sunflower seeds into a plate. Then I wash the fruit. These things may seem trivial, but I think this is what family life really looks like. After all of that, I still have some work to do. Recently, I took on a PowerPoint project. I have around 30 presentations to make, and I need to finish them in about 7 days. When I'm done, I'll earn about $500. For me, that's a pretty good project these days. So I need to take it seriously. I work for about an hour. Then my little daughter wakes up. I hear her calling for me from her room. This little girl has been sleeping in every morning throughout the entire summer vacation. Sometimes, I just can't bring myself to be as strict with her as I am with her older brother. That's just how children are. One is slowly growing up. The other is still enjoying childhood.
中毒了。
I go to check on my son, He's already been awake for quite a while.
进来喽，我进来喽。你在干啥呀？啊？
Maybe he's a little excited because he knows some of his classmates are coming over today.
快给我一个飞吻。给。啪啪。哇！哇！我也要，我也要。哎呀妈呀！他竟然穿了长裤，还穿了袜子，这种啊！妈妈，
I boil some water. We'll need hot water to make tea when the guests arrive. Then I take out the disposable paper cups I prepared earlier. My son comes over to help me. Together, we make the tea. By now, some of the parents have already arrived. I need to go downstairs and let them in. Our community uses a facial recognition system at the entrance. Without someone who lives here letting you in, it's not easy for visitors to enter.
好点了吗？好点了吗？帅了，把头发往后拨了，对，这样显得蓬松，它更好看一点。快，徐威，叫阿姨好吗？
阿姨好。
你好，录着你。
那咱是不是加肥了？
是的，
吃个食物了？
是的。
你怎么现在是冰凉的？
反正我觉着，都没得权利。
Soon, everyone has arrived. The adults sit together. The children sit at another table. Their teacher sits in the middle and shares some thoughts with the parents about raising and educating children. Meanwhile, the children sitting together look a little awkward. They don't say much. Maybe it's because they haven't seen each other for quite a while. Or maybe it's because their parents and teacher are sitting nearby. Sometimes children become unusually quiet when they're around adults.
不是一个呀，那边是啊。所以说吧，就是我是确实是因为，原先吧哈，校长他提出来这个事儿，他们就是暂时不同意。我以为这个放咱以前的1个月，我就一直发了，他就是结果一下子有点调动噻，我结果他不是关心了。俺是好的，你要好不？哎呀，对吧？有这个还得在这干。哎呦我的个天呐，他这几天就。
In the afternoon, everyone leaves. The house becomes quiet again. I sit back down at my computer and continue working on my PowerPoint project. I keep working until it's almost dark outside. Another day is coming to an end. Tonight, I decide to make hot pot for the kids. They haven't had hot pot in a long time. I order a hot pot meal online for about $10. This is everything that comes with the set. There isn't a huge amount of meat. There are just 3 trays: sliced beef, sliced lamb, and sliced black-bone chicken. But for the three of us, it's more than enough. I also bought some fresh vegetables at the market. And the real soul of hot pot is this seasoning packet. Today, we're having a mildly spicy beef tallow broth. My son goes downstairs to the convenience store and buys a few bottles of beer. I don't usually drink beer, but today, for some reason, I suddenly feel like having one. Hot pot has always been my daughter's favorite food. She especially loves spicy food. The moment she hears that we're having hot pot for dinner, she gets excited and starts talking non-stop. Seeing how happy she is makes all the preparation worthwhile.
乌鸡肉鸭血，我等会儿用这个西红柿的料包给你煮一个，你吃的好不好？好，我们要给徐笑单独煮一个，好了。
动漫我看不懂。
再去看。放别烫着啊！
全放吗？
啊，全放，全放。
全放。
别烫着啊！
嗯。
把火先关小一点也行。
There's also a Chinese painting on the wall that I really like. It's called Autumn Fun. It depicts a very ordinary scene from autumn. In traditional Chinese culture, autumn often represents harvest. After a long summer, people finally begin to see the results of what they have been waiting for. In a way, children are the same. Raising children is a little like waiting for an autumn harvest. We don't know exactly what the future will bring, but we are willing to wait. The broth begins to boil. The three of us sit around the table. This is duck blood, another ingredient that is very popular in Chinese hot pot. Outside, the sky is slowly getting dark, and here we are, sitting around an ordinary dining table, having an ordinary and inexpensive dinner together. Sometimes I think the most precious things in life aren't necessarily about how much we have. What really matters is that these people are still sitting beside you. That your children can still get excited over a simple hot pot dinner. Summer vacation is almost over. The children will soon go back to school. They will slowly grow up, and perhaps one day they will leave this small town and go somewhere much farther away to build their own lives. As parents, there isn't actually that much we can do. We can only walk beside them for as long as we can, and then, eventually, watch them walk toward a life of their own. And I think that may be the truest form of happiness for an ordinary family. These days may look completely ordinary, but perhaps these are the very days that make up the life we truly get to have. Thank you for spending this day with me. I'll see you in the next video.